Hi everyone, welcome to Number Talks, Building Number Sense and Computation Strategies in Students. My name is Ayana Oden and I am an instructional coach and I work in a public school setting. I'm also a PhD candidate and I'm the co-founder of Two Teaching Moms, which is an instructional site mainly for parents to support their students' instruction and academic learning. The objective for this particular PowerPoint is to learn to use number talk strategies in an effort to build student number sense, fluency with numbers, place value, and the connection of mathematical ideas. Now, I believe personally that number talks is a pivotal part of an instructional block in mathematics. It's only a 5 to 10 minute block, but it packs a great deal of value in that small amount of time. Number Talks is a strategy that allows for students to have discussion, mathematics discussion. They're also exposed to various strategies for solving problems, and the teacher's encouraged to put up anchor charts around the classroom that display the various strategies so that students can refer to them later, and this in turn builds their capacity as they try to use additional strategies when they see problems like that another time. Most of all, Number Talks is all about mental math, and so this forces our students to focus on efficiency and build strategies that they can do in their head, which allows for them to use their use of numbers and place value, and it deepens their understandings of the relationships between the numbers. So Number Talks is a very important strategy which I encourage all teachers to use in their classroom. Now, we're going to do a quick warm-up, and I'm just going to demonstrate quickly how Number Talks is typically done in your classroom. So, students typically take their fist and put it to their chest, and they do the problem. Once the teacher puts it up, they do it mentally. When they have arrived at an answer, they put one thumb up. And what this does is allows the teachers to know without too much hand raising and distraction who has an answer and if there's additional time needed. As well, if the student is finished, then they continue on. They're not just done, but they continue to try and find an additional strategy which they can use to solve the problem. If they've come up with a different strategy, they put another finger up. So at this point, the teacher can quickly look around and see that each student either has 1 to 2 or 3 strategies and is ready to begin. All right, so I would like for you to mentally solve this problem. Please pause the video and solve for 116 plus 118. Okay. Now that we're back, let's take a look at some different strategies and ways students might solve this problem. So for 116 plus 118, the student might use place value or what we call expanded form to solve this problem. This may have been the way that you solved it as well. So in this example, you would start with the hundreds place. So it would be 100 plus 100 equals 200. And then you go to the tens place. And in each number you have a 10. So you go 10 plus 10 equals 20. And then the last place value, which is the ones place, you have 8 plus 6, which equals 14. Now you want to make sure that you're aligning these problems correctly, which I didn't do a very good job of that, but make sure that the ones are under the ones and the tens are under the tens. When you add this up, you get 234. Okay? So the next way that you could solve this problem might be with an open number line. Okay, so if we drew an open number line, it's just a way of showing numbers on a number line and skipping without having to do each individual jump. So with this problem, a child might start with the number 116, and they're going to jump 118 on the number line. So the first jump might be a large jump where they jump all the way to 216. So as you can see, this is the first jump at 100. And then the next jump would be another 10. Okay, and that will put them at 226. So that's the jump of 10. And then the final jump might be the last 8. So they might go 27, 227, 228, 229, 230, 231, 232, 233, 234. And that's a total of 8 jumps, and the answer is 234. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate one last strategy, which might be that a student might use, and that would be compensation. So they would start with the number 116 again, plus 118, and they would want to make this number a friendly number. So they might add 4 to this side. And the only way you can add 4 to this side to make it a friendly number would be to subtract the 4 on this side. So you get 114. So my new problem is 120 plus 114, which again equals 234. Now for the research. The book that I'm referencing that we bought at my particular school was The Number Talks Helping Children Build Mental Math and Computation Strategies by Sherry Parrish. This is an excellent resource, and if your school doesn't have it, please encourage your instructional coach, assistant principal, or principal to order this book, because it also comes with a DVD on the inside, which has a lot of helpful videos, which we'll take a look at some of those as well. At this point, I have attached the first chapter of the book. Take 10 to 15 minutes and pause the video, and I want you to read that chapter because it gives a basic overview of what Number Talks is all about. And I want you to think about, are there any key points from the article that stand out for you? So go ahead and pause the video at this time. All right. So from our chapter, we learned that there are 5 key components of Number Talks. Okay? And the first was classroom environment and community. I cannot stress enough the importance of classroom environment and community. Just creating an environment that's free of ridicule, where questioning each other in a respectful manner is appropriate, and learning how to discuss strategies without being offensive. Also, students should feel free to investigate new ideas without feeling, nervous about getting the answer wrong. So classroom environment and community is very key to Number Talks. And it's something that you have to set up from the beginning as you start with Number Talks, and letting them know that it's a safe environment and it's okay, when we get things wrong, it's okay because we're all learning together. The next component from the chapter was classroom discussions. Classroom discussions is also a key component, as it allows for all answers to be discussed, whether incorrect or incorrect, because they all provide learning opportunities. Also, classroom discussion allows you to consider and test other strategies. And as I mentioned previously, the teacher should have anchor charts up, which highlights the student's strategies, so that students can refer to those same questions, those same strategies as they occur in problems as they relate to some problems that may come up later. Also, students should be encouraged to discuss efficiency. Now, sometimes the students will come up with a strategy that works, but it may not be efficient. So that's important as well to have that discussion. Okay? Now, the teacher's role. The teacher's role in classroom number talks is not to be the person that's telling or explaining or giving the correct answers. The teacher acts as a facilitator, a questioner, a listener, and a learner. So the teacher should ask questions like, how does Michael's strategy connect to Jose's strategy? Or what else, how did you get that answer? Or is there another way we could solve this problem? And they should keep the conversation going through questions, but not tell and be the keeper of answers. And I know that's a shift for a lot of us who've maybe been teaching a while. I know I had that issue as well, because I typically want to tell my students exactly what the answer is. But we really want them to discover it on their own, because it has more meaning, and they learn as much from their mistakes as they do from when they get it correct. Okay? The fourth key component is the role of mental math. As I mentioned previously, number talks, it only lasts for 5 to 10 minutes, but it is always a mental math strategy. And as you can see in a lot of the videos, the teacher brings the students without paper or pencil, maybe to the carpet or to some corner of the room where she discusses the problem, and the kids do this mentally. And doing mental math forces the students to rely on their knowledge and what they understand about numbers and their relationships. It also strengthens their place value knowledge, which you'll see a lot of students using different components of place value in order to solve the problems. Okay, and the last and final component of number talks is that the problems that are chosen should be purposeful. So you shouldn't just choose problems, just randomly, but you should select problems that guide students to focus on specific mathematical relationships. For example, if you want them to learn about using tens, then there are certain problems that lend themselves to that, as well with using doubles or near doubles, or making landmark numbers or friendly numbers. So you want to be very purposeful about the problems that you choose. And if you have the book, which you don't necessarily need the book, but in the book they give countless numbers of examples, and they're often number strands. So there's a series of problems intended to be done all together because they lend themselves to some particular strategy that they want the children to get. All right. It's now time for a video clip. We're going to take a look at a third grade classroom first, because this is the most classic type of video or type of number talk that you may see. And so the kids in this video will look at 70 minus 34. Okay, please enjoy the video.
Think about this problem here. Show me with your thumb when I've given you enough time. Okay, somebody willing to tell me an answer? Arthur, what'd you get?
46.
Okay, you might get a different answer. Mary, what'd you get?
44.
Okay. Madison?
36.
36. Okay. Is everybody happy with one of these three?
Yes.
Okay, all right, now we have something to defend, right? So when you tell me your strategy, I want you to tell me which answer
I'm
you're going to
defending.
defend. Okay, Saya, tell me what you're defending.
36.
36, okay. Go ahead and tell me what you did.
70 minus 30. I knew that was 40. So then I minus 4. That equaled 36.
Let's see.
Once
Okay.
again, I switched those two out.
You did, so you did 70 minus 4, and then you taking the 30 off at the end. Okay. Mary, tell me what you're defending and what you did.
I think I'm gonna defend 44,
Okay.
so I'll know what I did wrong.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you did.
And that was in my head. When I was doing my problem, mine was the same as Saya's, but I thought when I got to 4, I thought I was supposed to add the 4 to the 40.
Does it make sense now why Saya subtracted that? The problem said to take 34 away. He took his 30 and his 4 away in 2 different parts. Okay. Okay. Andrew, what you do?
I added 6 to the 40. I mean 6 to the 34.
Okay.
And then
To get 40?
and then I added 30 more to the 40, which got me to 70.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
And then the 30 and the 6 make 36.
Okay, so that got you to 70, and so you basically counted up without a number line. So you knew, you went to a number that ended in a 0 by adding the 6, and then you knew that 30 more made 70, and 30 and 6 make 36. All right, I see. Did you follow Andrew? Okay. All right, Grant, do you have a different way? Okay. Which one are you defending first?
36.
Okay.
I took the 70 and I made it 76 minus 40. And then 76 minus 40 is 36.
That was a more simple problem than this one, wasn't it? Can you explain why you or how you renamed it and knew that it would work?
I tried to find the nearest 10 for the 34, and that was 40. Well, yeah.
Okay.
And so then I had to add it to the 70 too.
What did you add to 34 to get to 46? Okay.
And the same on the other side. 70 plus 6 is 76.
Okay. So you kind of knew that if you shifted it on the number line, that it would be the same problem, but this one was easier. All right. Did you follow what Grant did?
Yes.
All right. Are we convinced this is 36?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so welcome back. So in that video, I hope you noticed a lot of what we discussed about the 5 key components of Number Talks. The teacher was the facilitator. The classroom environment was very welcoming as the student was comfortable having an incorrect answer and then defending their answer. So you can see all those components at some point in that video. And here are just a couple of questions that you could think about in terms of the video. All right, so we're going to look at another video. And I want to emphasize that Number Talks is not a strategy that is just for the upper grades of elementary school, but it also can begin in as early as kindergarten. So in this particular video, the teacher is going to demonstrate with a kindergarten class. So Talks can be done at all grade levels, and you can also see it done with 10 frames, which is the picture that's highlighted here. It can be done with dot cards and also reckon racks. So we're going to take a look at our second video.
Ten screen.
Remember not to yell. Did you know? Okay. DJ, what did you see?
5.
5? What did you see, Jen?
5.
5. What about you, Alex?
5.
5? What did
5.
you see?
5.
Did somebody see it another way? Alex, how did you see 5?
If you add one more, that will make
Right. Right. Christian?
no. If you add the bottom part of it, it will be 10.
Oh, if all the bottom was filled in, it would be 10. How did you know, DJ, it was just 5? You said 5 also. How did you notice 5?
The bottom is not filled in.
Okay, what about the top?
They're all filled in.
They're all filled in. If the top is all filled in, how many is it? 5. It sounds like nobody had to count.
Because
You were able
5
to see
plus
that.
5 equals 10, but if you minus 5 from 10, you get 5.
Okay, because it was just 5, right? Okay. All right. Ready for another one? Say it out loud. Jesselyn, what did you see?
6.
Lacey,
7.
what did you see, Arjun?
7. 7.
7.
7.
What did you
7.
see? 7? 7? Tell me how you saw 7, Rose.
Because the top was filled in and 2 more would make 7.
Okay, how did you think about that? The top was filled in,
And 2 more would make 7.
so you knew that was how many?
5.
5?
2
And
more would make 7.
did you say 5 and 2 is 7, or did you say 5, 6, 7?
Yeah. No, 5 and 2.
Did you think of it a different way?
If it's a 10 frame, then if you had one more, it would be 8. And if you had 2 more, it would be 10. If you took 3 away, it would be 7.
So you saw 3 were missing and you knew that it was 7? Okay. All right. Let's do one more of those. If you know, put your thumb up. Priya, what did you see? You saw 10? Alex, what did you
10.
see? What did you see? 9, 6. Oh, I had lots of different numbers that time. Tell me what you were seeing, DJ.
Because both of those are the same.
They are. They look the same, don't they?
And it's more because they have 2 of them.
Okay. Show me how you found 6.
Because that, if you have one with that right there, it will be 7.
It would? Show me. 10. You want to change your guess? Lacey, how did you figure it out?
I counted in my head.
You did? Did you start over here and just count them fast? You did? Did anybody else see it a different way? Braden, what did you notice?
I've seen 5s on that for a long time, so I knew it was 5 and 5 made 10.
Okay, so you recognized that that was 5?
Yes.
Where have you seen that that's 5? How do you know that that's 5?
Because I've played lots of games before at my house,
What kind of games?
like Yahtzee games and stuff like that.
Okay, and so where do you see these dots like this that make
When
5?
I get a 5,
On what?
the dice.
On the dice. Okay, so you recognize that on the dice was 5 and that was 5, and you already knew that 5 and 5 was 10? Okay, you ready for another one? Okay. Are you ready? Micaiah, what did you get? 5? Okay, Rachel.
5.
5?
5. 5.
Sounds like lots of people got 5. 5. Priya, can you show me how you saw 5?
I can.
You counted them? Okay, okay, you counted them. DJ?
If you had one more right there, it would be more than 5.
Okay, if you had one more right there, what would it be?
6.
6. So it almost looked like 6, but it was missing 1. Did you see that too, Christian?
5. If you add 2 more, that will make 7.
Yes, you're right. You recognize that. Now, Matthew, did you recognize that? How did you know?
Because I've seen 4 like that on a dice.
Oh, well, come show us what you mean by you've seen 4. Where's 4?
Right there.
Oh, okay. Go sit down so I can show everybody what you mean. He said he saw this part that looked like 4 on a dice. And then what did you do? So you said 4,
And then I put 1 more, and that would make 5.
and that would make 5. Good job. 4 and 1 more would make 5. Is that what you saw too, Braden?
No, if you put 1 in the middle, that means I would know it was 5.
Oh, so if you move this dot down here, that would be 5? Okay. That was another good way of looking at that. You moved a dot. You could kind of do that in your head, couldn't you? Okay.
So welcome back. After viewing this video with number talks for kindergarten, you can see that the teacher uses 10 frames and dot cards to demonstrate various ways that kids can subitize, which just means they can recognize the total amounts of the numbers. So that brings us to the end of this presentation. Again, My references for this particular presentation are Number Talks by Sherry Parrish. It's an excellent book or resource. I encourage you to go ahead and get that in your school if you don't have it. I can be reached if you have questions about implementing Number Talks in your classroom or working with your children at home with Number Talks. You can contact me at ayana@twoteachingmoms.com. I also have a Facebook page, which is referenced as well. Thank you for listening and have a great time implementing Number Talks in your classroom.